seconds and counting.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another Clutch Scene Entertainment video. It's your boy, Big E here. And in today's video, we're going to be highlighting the signing of Dalton Schultz. Real quick, we do know that the Texans did sign Dalton Schultz to a 1-year prove-it kind of deal to show us what he can do and what he has to offer and if he's worthy of, getting another big extension. First of all, the Dalton Schultz signing was definitely a very, very, very great signing, as the Shanahan offense, your tight end needs to be good. I mean, without George Kittle, if you go look at George Kittle, without George Kittle, that 49ers offense would not look the same. It would not look as good, at least. And, DeMeco Ryans, he knows what he wants in his offense under Bobby Slowick. He did state that we want to be able to throw check down passes, and we want to be able to get the ball to playmakers. And, that's kind of why they drafted Tank Dell. That's kind of why they signed Singletary as well. But let's keep focusing on Dalton Schultz here. He's obviously a great tight end. The tight end position in the league is kind of thin, to say the least, but he's probably a top 6 tight end. That we do have a top 6, top 7 tight end in the league, which is kind of crazy to say, yeah. But yeah, we do have Dalton Schultz. He's a tight end that can block. He's a tight end that can catch. He's a tight end that can run after the catch. He can really do a lot. And like I said, the Slowick system / Shanahan system is relying on the tight ends being good and the tight ends being basically able to do it all. Like, realistically speaking, they need to do everything that is required from them in the Shanahan system, and the Shanahan system requires a lot from their tight ends. But we can look at his season stats real quick. Last season, he had 57 receptions for 577 yards, 5 touchdowns. He did have 1 fumble, which, it's not something you want to see. But he also did average 10 yards per catch, which is pretty good. Your tight end is going to be your safety blanket at the end of the day, especially for a rookie QB. Like CJ Stroud is going to have to dump it to his tight end a lot more than, a veteran QB would. But with that being said, Dalton Schultz is probably one of the best available safety blanket type tight ends that I could think of. He can catch. He's a very, very, very good catcher. Over the last 3 seasons, he has piled up 2,000 yards on basically 200 receptions with 17 touchdowns, all of which, by the way, rank him top 10 among tight ends in the league during the last 3 years. In 2020, like I said, he did have a down year, but that's probably because of, Dak Prescott getting injured, Cooper Rush coming in, changing of the system a bit, and yeah. But we do know he's also a Stanford guy, something that might go under the radar. He is a pretty smart guy too, and a smart tight end. People always look at tight ends as those big guys that just block and catch, but he's a smart tight end. He might recognize something or two on that line, and kind of tell the defense, kind of tell his teammates what he's seeing on the defense. But his most important ability, in my opinion, other than the run after catch, is his ability to block in the run game. His blocking is amazing. When we first got Dalton Schultz, I remember going onto YouTube and going Dalton Schultz highlights, and there was like a 6-minute video of him just blocking. 0 catches, 0 touchdowns, just blocking. And man, he can block. He can block his life out. And with Pierce, again, and this O-line and Dameon Pierce, you kind of need that tight end that can block. And then, we can talk about Noah Brown a bit, maybe in another video, but he's also a great receiver that can block. You also have Nico Collins. You do have Xavier Hutchinson, who can kind of block a bit. He's a willing blocker. But this guy can block his off, I don't want to say it just because it's a family-friendly channel, but he can block that off, And he is going to be a reliable weapon for CJ Stroud, as I stated, that he's going to be his safety blanket. But you can kind of tell, because if you watch him, how good he is, how he catches the ball, how he gets open, And if you go look at George Kittle, of course, I'm not comparing Dalton Schultz to George Kittle. I'm not saying Dalton Schultz is better than George Kittle. I'm just comparing the roles on their respective offenses. And, he's an excellent blocker, who takes pride in opening holes or even just protecting his quarterback. But when you look at Dalton Schultz, it's kind of the similar style. He's probably not as gifted. George Kittle is a beast. Like if he was in WWE like a month ago, he's a beast. He's an athletic freak. But Dalton Schultz is very, very, very good blocking. He's very willing to block too. He probably loves to block. A lot of tight ends just love to block, man. And I can see Dalton Schultz being one of those guys. And again, the last thing is that the guys in the building, the guys running the offense, the guys running the team clearly had a vision with Dalton Schultz. They probably watched that 6-minute highlight video of him blocking. But no, seriously speaking, yeah, he's a very, very good George Kittle type tight end. I'm not saying he's George Kittle again, but he is that George Kittle type tight end. The tight end that likes to block, the tight end that likes to get the ball in his hands and make a play real quick, get an extra 8 yards. And, it's the tight end you need in a West Coast system like Shanahan's system. And it's a tight end you need when you have a rookie quarterback that's probably going to struggle in year one. So, Dalton Schultz, very, very exciting. Very excited to see what he does, especially in his first season. And it is technically a contract year, so he might play very, very well to secure another big contract with us. And one more thing for my fantasy guys, he's going to be a good tight end if you miss out on Kelsey and Kittle in your drafts. I can guarantee you that. But with that being said, thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments. Predict Dalton Schultz's stat line for the end of next season. With that being said, see you guys in the next video.